Hello everyone who is following our channel. The channel updates the most exciting developments of the movie Beyond the Gates, which aired on Thursday, June 16th. Right now, let's explore with us the latest, surprising and dramatic developments that are taking place, promising to keep the audience glued to the screen. Right from the first minutes of the episode, the audience is immediately drawn into Eva's challenging journey when she officially enters her first working day at Ted's company. This is not simply a job, but also a major turning point in Eva's life, when she is forced to prove her ability and bravery in a fiercely competitive environment. Although Ted has arranged everything for Eva to have a smooth start, the difficulties are not reduced. From the moment she stepped into the office, Eva could clearly feel the tense atmosphere, the scrutinizing eyes, and the whispers of her colleagues, which made her feel anxious. It seemed that many people doubted her ability, even thinking that Eva only got this position thanks to her relationship with Ted, not based on her own abilities. That was what urged Eva to work harder to affirm her own value. The whole first working day passed under intense pressure. Eva was continuously assigned complex tasks that required accuracy and high processing speed. She had to quickly grasp information, research dense documents, and participate in long, high-intensity meetings. Every step, every decision of Eva was under the close observation of her colleagues and Ted. There was no room for delay or error. In addition to professional pressure, Eva also has to face gossip behind her back. Unfriendly looks from some veteran employees who are used to stability and do not want to accept the change coming from the new girl. However, with her strong will and determination, Eva puts all her mind into work, not letting negative factors affect her performance. She knows that, as long as she overcomes these challenging first days, the door of opportunity will open before her eyes. While Eva is struggling to cope with the challenges at the company, in another development, Ashley and Andre are also immersed in a tense and pressured discussion related to their life or death choices. Both understand that the current situation is extremely complicated, and if they do not make the right decision, the consequences will be extremely serious, even directly affecting the future, honor and safety of both. Ashley, with her keen sense and keen observation, saw the signs of potential instability. She could not deny that what they were facing contained too many risks. However, she also understood that, in this situation, hesitation or delay would only make things worse. Andre, with his cautious nature and logical way of thinking, continuously analyzed each choice, each possibility, each possible scenario. He put forward a series of hypotheses, carefully weighing the pros and cons, between what they could gain and what they could lose. Both were well aware that even the smallest choice could lead to unpredictable consequences. The difference in viewpoints sometimes made the atmosphere between Ashley and Andre tense. But they were forced to stay calm, sober, and rational to make the most reasonable decision. They had no choice but to face the impending dangers head-on, because with just one wrong step, all the hard work they had built up over the years would collapse completely. At the same time, Anita suddenly received a call from her family, carrying news that shocked her. Anita herself had never thought she would have to face such a great shock. That short call, the words that rang out from the other end of the line, completely destroyed the wall of trust that she had built for her family for so long. The secrets that had been hidden for many years were suddenly exposed, causing Anita's heart to shatter. Everything happened so fast, so unexpectedly, that Anita could no longer distinguish what was real and what was fake. Her mind was spinning with a series of thoughts, memories of the past, of family love, of relationships that seemed strong but suddenly collapsed. The news that Anita had just received was not simply bad news, but a heavy blow to her psychology, to her self-esteem, to her beliefs and emotions. What seemed to be the solid foundation of Anita's life suddenly shook violently, leaving her confused, disoriented, and in extreme pain. All of these developments, from Eva's first day at work, to the tense discussion between Ashley and Andre, to the shock from Anita's family, seem to be separate but are actually closely linked pieces, gradually pushing the characters into a spiral of conspiracies, dangers, and unpredictable events. Each person has their own circumstances, their own challenges, but all are facing life or death decisions, with harsh truths that can completely change their lives. Just as the tension from Eva's first day at work seems to have not yet cooled down, the atmosphere at Ted's company continues to become more stifling than ever. Although Eva has completed most of the assigned tasks, she still clearly feels the scrutiny and pressure from those around her. Some longtime employees began to gossip, suspecting that Eva's appearance was the result of personal relationships rather than based on real ability. However, that did not make Eva falter. She knew clearly that if she let gossip shake her will, she would soon be eliminated from this fiercely competitive environment. Therefore, Eva put all her energy into her work, carefully studying each document, carefully preparing for important meetings, and at the same time demonstrating professionalism and courage in every decision. Every time she stepped out of the meeting room or completed a task, Eva could clearly feel everyone's strict observation, but she did not waver. On the contrary, their doubts gave Eva more motivation to prove her worth. In another development, Ashley and Andre still could not come to an agreement on their choice. The arguments between the two became more and more intense as each had their own arguments, worries, and plans for the future. Ashley feared that if she made the wrong decision, everything they had worked so hard to build would go down the drain. She clearly saw the dangers lurking around, from hidden enemies to unexposed conspiracies. Every wrong step could lead to unpredictable consequences, even costing honor in life. Meanwhile, Andre, with his calm and sharp analytical nature, continuously came up with scenarios, considered each option, each possibility, and anticipated the consequences they might face. He understood that being too cautious would also cause them to miss important opportunities. But haste would put both of them in danger. That's why Andre insisted on precision and careful calculation in every decision. Just when everything seemed to be tense, news from Anita's family became the last straw, making the whole picture even darker. That short call was like a strong punch to Anita's already exhausted mind. The secrets that had been hidden for many years were suddenly exposed, leaving her unable to react. It was not only disappointment, but also a feeling of betrayal to the utmost. Family, which was the only peaceful place that Anita always trusted, now became the cause of her falling into a spiral of doubt and pain. What Anita had just heard not only turned her worldview upside down, but also brought about a series of unpredictable consequences. Relationships that seemed to be stable now became as fragile as spider webs. Just a light touch was enough to completely collapse. The mixed emotions of pain, confusion and anger made Anita unable to maintain her composure. She realized that what she had believed in and kept for so long turned out to be just a cleverly concealed shell, behind which were conspiracies, lies and deep betrayals. Although Eva was strong and courageous, she could not deny the enormous pressure that was surrounding her. Ashley and Andre, despite their separate calculations, were still forced to find a common voice to overcome the storm. Anita, with her accumulated injuries, was struggling with her own emotions, while at the same time she had to prepare herself to face even more brutal truths that were waiting ahead. If you don't want to miss out on the shocking secrets that are about to be revealed, the choices that will determine the fate of the characters, don't forget to follow and subscribe to our channel to continuously update the most exciting developments of the movie Beyond the Gates. Thank you for your attention and see you again in the next news.